And we are live, everyone, for another, and maybe the final. There we go. Maybe the final Apollo Justice live stream. Well, this one. We still got 2 more games in the trilogy, so there's still more to go. But we might finish up with this one. We're on the Mason system, which somehow allows us to travel back in time, essentially. I feel like that's like half of what this is us traveling back in time. I'm just saying. But we are going to unlock some more hearts today. We're going to somehow become a Keyblade wielder and unlock all the hearts. Alright, I'm gonna check something real quick. Oh. I just realized. You guys weren't getting any music because I forgot. I turn it off when I record so I don't have to listen to dual audio. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. The only reason I remembered that is YouTube was telling me there was no audio. Alright. But we don't need that anymore because we got in-game audio. We got through the defendant lobby number 2 with now one of my favorite characters. Because it's just high-pitched Vince Russo. And now I'm probably going to forget that someday, but I'll remember it now, which is all that really matters. Then we finished the Wright & Co. law offices. I think I'm going to at least get most of, if not all of this section done first. Before we move over to the present. Just to, figure out what I need here. We haven't gone to the Drew Studio. Let's go. 7 years ago. Drew Studio. I think this is Drew Measham, I would assume. I figured you'd come here sooner or later. I decided on sooner. Drew Measham, was it? I haven't done anything illegal. And I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions. I suppose you have that right. That day, the entire court descended into chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit, it made quite an impression on me. I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations. Phoenix Wright, was it? I'll answer what I can. I'm not sure, but feels like I'm being watched. Intensely. Ah, this is my daughter, Vera. Say hello. She's gone. Shall we begin then? Sure. Judging from this place, you're a painter? Not, sadly, a profitable one. That's how art works, buddy! You get to enjoy doing it, but you don't get to make money. That's how it works. for the most part. Sad face. I've never sold a painting. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I would be able to get by were it only me. Your daughter? I imagine it's like, your daughter? And then, oh, fuck. Her mother grew weary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needy, Mr. Wright. That is why I began my other occupation. Forgeries. Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is that I do. More than half of the paintings that bring me are stolen. Who knows what my copies are used for? Jared, welcome to the stream, man. How's your Thursday been? And are you ready for week 1 of college football? Because we got some NC State playing tonight on the ACC network. But some of your works aren't paintings, correct? You may not believe me when I tell you this, but that was my first work, outside of painting. What? Maryland plays Saturday? I'd assume like most teams play Saturday. What teams play? What teams play today? I actually want to know because all I know is NC State. Oh, also the other day, I was one home run away from $2,500 off of like $4. I was a little sad, but very much like, holy shit, I made like 40 some bucks. I was very happy. Ooh, Boise plays. They play USF. You got Ohio and Rutgers, ECU and NC State, Jacksonville State and UCF. I don't know who the fuck the fictional state of Delaware is playing. Townsend takes on Norfolk. Ooh, I might have to keep my eyes on the Norfolk State game because that's the debut of Coach Michael Vick. That's the debut of Coach Michael Vick. Right? Is it Norfolk State or Virginia State? Which school did he go to? Delaware plays Delaware State? Ah. Got FAU, NIU, and Townsend the first 3 weeks. So I'm going to start out 3-0. And NIU got some fight in them. Don't think you got NIU with ease. They got fight in them. We saw that last year. Norfolk State. Oh man, I'm gonna have to keep my eyes on that game. That's on ESPNU too. They got network television. Any more big games? Oh, Nebraska at Cincinnati. The Mahomes wannabes playing. Buffalo, Minnesota. And Miami of Ohio against Wisconsin. Okay. Have to see if Dan gives any bets out for today or tomorrow. Oh shit, Mega Hall Lucha. This thing just, it's WrestleMania Rey Mysterio. That's literally all it is. That's totally what that is. It's like a WrestleMania gear for Rey Mysterio. Also, I'm gonna set a bet here. So, give me a second. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. There he is. Oh, it is a short slate today. Holy shit. I did not realize how small of a baseball slate it was today. Alright. Maybe I'll get lucky again. Yeah, I'll go with that. Alright. I mean, I just saw they had an update. But when are they dropping week 1 rosters? I assumed it'll be probably Tuesday. That's what I figured, but I don't know. Oh, Dan did drop a bet. But I'm not going to worry about that one because that had something in the O's game. Alright. I'm good. Nothing as far as I can tell franchise-wise? Okay. I assumed at earliest it would be today. At latest it'll probably be Tuesday. So, I still got to record just like basic footage. Still, because I'm going to change up exactly what I was going to do for the intro. But I still have to record some basic footage. So that's fine that they don't have week 1 rosters just yet. They've got the players I need footage of, and that's all that matters right now. Alright. Back to Drew Mansham here and his weird hair. To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial. I never even imagined the possibility. Then why did you take the job? I was, well, paid. Very well paid. I think he feels worse about it than I do. The past is hard to escape. Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course. Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. He's trying to forget what he made. Looks like I'll have to remind him. Your work? Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. That's what they did. Gameplay patches. Added 3 more international stadiums. Some other minor fixes to Superstar and Ultimate Team. Okay, so it wasn't a title update then. 'Cause title update, they're gonna have a lot more. I would assume the next title update probably comes with the new rosters. Or the week 1 rosters. Sure, all you did was make a copy. But that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me. I knew it would be difficult to escape this. A tip: never work your long snapper out too hard. Their mandatory roster spot to play games. They're pretty much no long snapper free agents, so if they get injured, you're gonna change someone's position to long snapper? Oh, Lord. Alright, well, I'll just rest them every week in practice. Or at least try to, because I know there's a bug with practice to some degree. Or at least was. I don't know if it's still a bug in practice, but... Then, let's talk. Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did? It was unlike anything I had attempted before. I guess it would be a little different from paintings. That is not what I mean. In all my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy. This wasn't a copy? The client gave me two things that day. The first was a sample page as reference. The second, a printed document I can only surmise was written by my client. So you used the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote. Yes. As I said, it was my first job of that nature. So, who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? For such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them. No, not personally. Oh, we gonna unlock this shit? Seems like you're still hiding something. Something about this work. Alright. Let's see what he brings up. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Measham? I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I never met the client. True. When I asked the client's name, there was no psyche locks in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Why are you doing this to me? Well, I've made my stand. No backing down now. So what's Measham hiding? Well, we know he's probably hiding the real forger. I can pretty much piece together what it is from what you've said. What is it then? You told me what you knew about the client, and I couldn't see any psyche locks. Psycho locks? Is that some sort of asylum security, or a new hairstyle, perhaps? But then, they did show up, didn't they? Not personally. Those words triggered the psyche lock. Again with the psycho locks. Now I really must know what they are. So you didn't meet the client, but someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence. Perhaps I'm hung up on this lock business, but I'm afraid you've lost me. Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about psyche locks. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got there. And your conclusion is The real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Measham. Poppycock! I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could have done it but me? That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, then I don't have many other people to choose from. The real forger at Drew's studio is his daughter. The real forger is your daughter, Vera Measham, isn't it? Ridiculous! My daughter's only 12 years old, Mr. Wright. I've always been more one for landscapes, not realism. Nice comeback, but you're shaking in your boots. I've got you now. The only two people with access to this studio are you and your daughter. The Psyche Locks tell me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility. I feel very much on the verge of going psycho-lock myself. Hey! I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter Vera, not I. She's only 12. A genius, you might call her. A precious little girl, outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going on recently. I let her play in the studio, and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drafting tools and analytical devices I brought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now. Ah, do I detect a bit of fatherly pride? So, Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the client was then? Actually, the client came once. Here, to the studio. What? Why didn't you say so sooner? But their face was covered, and they did not want to talk to me. So, they talked to your daughter. I will speak only with the artist, the client told me. And that little girl is the key to our mystery client's true identity. Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more. Or is it time to turn my attention to Vera? Mr. Measham, I have a request. Let me guess. You'd like to speak with my daughter. Can I? My daughter has never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy. Extremely so, actually. With only one exception. Which was... Oddly enough, it was that client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished. And she was laughing. It was the first time I'd seen anything of the sort. Please, let me speak with her. All right. Oh, we got story time. When the aquarium brother at the beginning of the month, you bought 4 new fish. 1 died, but the other 3 are perfectly fine. Recently, you know one of the fish has gotten fat, and you mean extremely fast. So after some googling, the fish might be Your fish got pregnant? It's pregnant? You're gonna have fish babies. Uh-oh. This could be tough. Just like the fish babies. It's possible in the fish species we have just so happens to lay 25 to 100 eggs. Dude, you're gonna have 100 fish babies. I hope your aquarium can fit that much. I would like to have a friendly chat. I'm Phoenix Wright, ex-lawyer, and pianist. Still looking for the keys that say Do, Re, Mi. Can't find them anywhere. I'm not good at this. Too relatable. So once they're grown enough, we're gonna have to sell them. Oh no, your fish gonna be upset with you. It's gonna give you stink eyes. I need something to get through to this girl. Where was it? I'd like to have a friendly chat. Alright. Yeah, is it? Yeah, it's just the same thing. Okay. Something to grab her attention. The amazing Mr. Hat comes out of nowhere. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything. Alright. I think that's about all we got to work with there. So, I ain't got anything to grab her attention. That's definite. I don't think we have enough here yet. So, to the present. Present day, Borscht Bowl Club. I'll be taking my leave now. Still have some work to do back at the office. Then I guess I'll go back to my piano. To be honest, it's better when you aren't playing. This frigid culinary dungeon almost feels comfortable. Later then. 2 hours left on my shift. Wonder if we'll get any customers tonight. Do you know who I am? Can we just point out that means that the first person who died was Trucy's dad. I just want to point that out. Just want to point that out. Because I believe this is the same dude that got killed in the first case, which means yeah, he ain't coming back. Who I am? No. But if you hum it, I can play it. Just kidding. I don't do requests. How about a different sort of request? You see, I play cards. Oh, a customer. I was just hoping someone would come in and save me from a night at the Keys. I seek a true competition. I've heard the Borscht Bowl Club is the place for this. Now I see the rumor is true. And this is a friend of yours? Nah, don't mind me. Yeah, I'm just your friendly neighborhood newsman. He will not be playing tonight. This business is finished. I shall send him home. This competition will be between us, no others. The Right Talent Agency represents 2 artists, and I'm number 2. I play piano. Well, sort of. It's actually just a front for my real talent, which is playing poker. Don't ask me how I got started. I don't remember. But I'm good. Real good. It didn't take long for the rumors to get around. Go to the Borscht Bowl Club if you want a real game. Go to the Borscht Bowl Club if you want a real game. That guy's never lost. People don't come to hear me tickle the ivory. They come to watch me play cards. Is this a seedy poker club? No. It's a restaurant. We don't play for high stakes. There's no money involved. UFL free agency is starting soon. I'm interested to see what players get picked up. I will say I got a new mouse. It's nice. It's very pretty looking. I got a new mouse and it has the automatic shut off. So like if I'm not using it for like 5 minutes, it'll automatically turn itself off, and it kind of annoys me, even though I'm good with it. Oh, did I ever talk about the Ryan Clark, Travis Hunter thing? I don't think I ever talked about that. Alright, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Ryan Clark had a whole thing about Travis Hunter. But like he had a whole thing on Travis Hunter, and his argument made no goddamn sense. And when I say it made no goddamn sense, he essentially counteracted his whole argument himself. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Essentially, he was like, his whole thing was on, you know, it was when Travis got a little dinged up in preseason. And he was essentially saying, Travis Hunter isn't a number 2 overall receiver or a number 2 overall corner. So if he's not playing both ways, it's a waste of a pick. Does that make sense to anybody? Because I thought it made absolutely no sense. Because he essentially said if he has to play one side of the ball, it's a waste of a trade up. It's not a good trade up at all. But if he plays both ways, you know, it's worth the pick. But he essentially said he's not good enough at either position to be worth the trade up. So how is playing both ways make it worth the trade up if he's not good at either from the aspect of the number 2 overall pick? I was like, you literally argued with yourself. It was the dumbest thing. And even like Dan Orlovsky was trying to figure out what the fuck he was saying, and then he started just crashing out over what Orlovsky was saying. And I'm like, why is Dan Orlovsky the only guy with any brains on this show? Why is he the only one who takes everything into consistency? Yeah, like, I get it if you want to make the argument that he wasn't worth the number 2 pick, just in general. I get that argument. Because I think, there's an argument there. Because at wide receiver, was he worth the number 2 pick? Probably not, but in my opinion, he was probably the best corner and best receiver in the draft. I think you could have made an argument at wide receiver, but... I'm okay with that. You can make that argument. But to say, essentially, if he plays both ways, he is worth the pick. I'm like, that makes no sense if talent-wise, he's not worth the pick at either position. This is so stupid. I spent a good, hour and a half, trying to comprehend his argument. Because I was like, didn't he just... he just... What? Isn't his NFL ready as some other prospects who play wide receiver or corner? Literally all you gotta say. Yeah. I just love that his argument was he's worth the pick if he plays both ways, but not worth the pick if he doesn't play both ways. I'm like, that makes no sense. You're just saying he's not worth the pick. He's not worth the trade up, which once again, I think the Jags won that trade literally by a landslide, because if their pick's in the fucking 20s, I feel so bad for Cleveland. You didn't even get a running back with that second pick. That was a waste of a goddamn pick. That dude's going back to college. He was trying to sound smart and overcomplicate his entire argument. I just don't think he knew what his argument was. I legitimately don't think he knew what his own argument was. Because I think he legitimately believes he's worth the pick as a two-way player. But I think he was trying to literally argue with himself. Because I'm like, I don't get this argument. When you don't think he's good enough at either of those two positions. Yeah. I was saying, I don't think it matters how good Travis Hunter is, because I think the Jags won that trade so much. Mason Graham's looked okay for Cleveland because he's been playing. He certainly needs to get acclimated to the NFL, and I think he'll be really solid. But that second round selection, oh my god, they wasted that pick. Holy shit, did they waste that pick. Judkins ain't going to be a Brown. That's a guarantee. That man's going to be back at Ohio State. He might walk on the field for the Texas game. Yep. I think the Jags won that trade handedly, especially if they wanted to make the playoffs. Because that pick's going to be low enough where you're like, yeah, no, I'm not really worried. Now, if we have like a top 5 pick, then it's like, okay, now your argument of Cleveland winning the trade is valid. I mean, you're not wrong. It is the Browns. But real players carry cash, and they're always thirsty. It's a handy source of income for the club owner. Then let's compete. I'll take you to the room. The hideout, yes. But before we go... Yes? Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Shoddy. Shoddy Smith. Oh, and I'm Brushel. Spark Brushel, news reporter. Oh, I'm... No. Phoenix Wright. Huh? There's announced captains. Geno, Crosby, and the man, the myth, the legend, AJ Cole, baby! Jags are announcing captains Monday, so I gotta wait. Were those the only captains? Did they only announce 3 captains? Because normally you have 5 to 7. I normally like to do 5. I like to do 2 on offense, 2 on defense, 1 on special teams. Oh, you normally only have 3? Huh. I've never paid attention to that with the Raiders. Jags normally do, I think the Jags normally do 5 captains. I don't know how many they're going to do this year, but they normally have 5 captains. So, we'll see. You must always look a man in the eye when you make your introductions. Still do know who I am. Have we met? Normally range from 3 to 5? Okay. Ah, the day Zach Grammary disappeared. On the double. I got you, bro. His captains in 2020 where Green literally threw the captain's patch on the guys he liked. Nah, you always gotta do the votes. You always gotta do the votes. That's why I normally let you guys decide the captains in the offseason, since the players always vote on them in reality. I think the Jags last year had... I think they had 5 set captains and a 6th rotating captain every week. They had like a new, 6th captain every week that would change. You can't be, but you're Zach Grammary. Yes, the reincarnation act of the century. Pity I have only an audience of 1. You. Zach Grammary? This must be a bad dream. In a sense, this guy ruined my life. You there. I forgot about Olga. We will play soon. Ready the room. I will be preparing the hideout for you. In 2019, That's perfect. Richie Incognito captains. Dear Lord. That's those are choices. Choices for captains. When Jalen was in Jacksonville, it was always something that he was never voted a captain. And the fan base paid attention to that. Because we were all kind of like, why hasn't Jalen ever been, voted a captain? Because players votes. And he never was. And I'm like, you know what? Makes sense. Makes sense. Right. You really him? The Zach Gramery? Now I am Shoddy Smith. Remember this. How many years has it been now? 6? Exactly 3 days from now, it will be 7. I caused you much inconvenience, I fear. You cooled off AB from Punch. Then GM Mike Mack? Really? That's surprising. Vontez Burfict with the cooler head? That seems like a weird thing. Yeah, you could say that. Is she well? Trucy, I mean. She's fine. I've got her working already. Hope you don't mind. I need hardly express my gratitude, but you have it. This is why I've come. That and to settle a matter of cards. By which you mean poker. Those eyes. He's serious. I despise losing above all else, and so I've decided that I will win tonight, no matter what. I know this guy's type, and they're dangerous. Everything's about the competition. All else is secondary. Tried to kill Jack Doyle 6 weeks later. Yeah, that's the Vontez we all know. Perhaps we should take this time to talk before we play. I know you have much to ask me, and you. We competed that day 7 years ago, too. Ah, yes. You must have been surprised. Called to the detention center out of the blue. 2, 1. Showdown time. I lost. It's only a game of poker. A game I've played for a long time. And only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed, of course. You choose your defense attorneys by playing poker. Some are hired, others fired. When you compete, you see a man's true nature. You know what I speak of. I know that you do. Trucy's power? Trucy? She's in a class of her own. For 7 years, I've played poker here at the Borscht Bowl Club. And I've never lost once. I'm good, but not that good. I win because whenever there's a big game, I bring in Trucy. And she sends me signals. Hey, he's got a good hand. You might have a chance if you act quick. Better call him soon. Can you tell me what her power is? Judging a person's thoughts by reading their reactions is a staple of performance magic. those of Trucy's line possesses far greater skill. Her line? Recall, you are the second man to whom I've lost. Magnifi Gramarye! That was the first time I learned of this power, as you call it. Wait, so you're saying her power is genetic? It's just in the Gramarye blood or something? Blood. Ooh. I'm sorry, but it is not something told lightly to outsiders. It is nothing you need to know at this time. Some kind of Gramarye secret, then? Fine. About Trucy. She's 15 this year. She's still trying her best to follow in your footsteps, you know. I see. When I planned my disappearing act, it was the thought of her alone that gave me pause. Wait, you were planning on vanishing from the get-go? Yes, for that I must apologize. However, I could not be found guilty that day. Because of this. This? A transferal of rights. You see the signature? A transferal? That's Magnifi Gramarye's signature, isn't it? Alright, so the secrets, staging, and performance of my magic to the recipient name below. Well, if I've never seen more, if I have never seen more, a piece of proof that shows that somebody is guilty of murder. Like, you got Zach Gramarye right there as the recipient of everything. I think we know who done did it. We know who done did it. We know who killed people. It's fucking Valiant, and that's plain and simple. This man's been wanting the secrets all to his own. Hell, he essentially told us that. No, he's probably back in his home country. He's doing other shit. He's not worried about magic. Fucking blind kid. It's the fucking pinball wizard. I hereby give all rights to the secret, staging, and performance of my magic to the recipient name below. Recipient's name is you, Zach Gramarye. Yes, it is I. Wait, this page looks torn. Recall the diary, yes. How could I forget? That scrap of paper lost me my attorney's badge. This is the real page that was torn from the book. Magnifi gave it to me that night. Could have told me this earlier. Like 7 years earlier. Once again, I must apologize. It was all I could do to prepare for my escape from that courtroom. The greatest of Magnifi Gramarye's illusions are true art. As such, they are well protected by this document. Only its bearer may perform his illusions on stage. Sounds like a pretty important thing to have if you're his disciple. As the rightful heir to his art, I, too, wanted a rightful heir. Rightful? Sure you know who I chose as my successor. Your daughter. That is why I've risked all to come here tonight. Brucial. Sir. Ah. Here you go. What's this? A letter passing the rights I have inherited to Trucy. I would have you sign here as a witness. But, I'm not a lawyer anymore. Do you need a public notary besides? I may not look it, but I'm a certified notary. You are? By day, I wear a notary's glasses and hunt for news. Also by day, I wear a reporter's glasses and notarize. When I take off the glasses, I can't see very well. What the fuck, man? Your signature, please. This is the first reason I have come here tonight. Okay. Ah, I finally figured it out. Now I know why you've come out of hiding only now. It's been 7 years, you said. Precisely. There's a law that covers your situation. After 7 years, missing persons are considered to be legally deceased. So if someone was to vanish from the face of the earth 7 years ago, they would lose all rights as a living person after 7 years from that day. Not to mention all of their possessions. Exactly. Which is why I am here. I risk showing my face in public for the sake of this document. Before my 7 years are up. You might say I am securing my daughter's inheritance. Do you really need this document? Wouldn't Trucy inherit your estate automatically? Not in this case, I am afraid. This case? Yes, I received the performance rights from Magnifi Gramarye. However, this was done in secret, without witnesses. Before Magnifi died, 2 potential successors to his repertoire were named. Myself, Zach Gramarye, and Valiant Gramarye. Not Trucy. I see, so you do need this document. I've known Brushel since before I vanished. He's a man I trust. Now, only 3 known of my rebirth. Only 3 know of my rebirth. I took the liberty of looking into Trucy's background. Found you had no other close kin. It is as you say. Okay. Was kind of hoping he'd say something about the mother at this point. I know everyone else, but Trucy's mother is a mystery. Let's see what we got here. I have to know more about this power of Trucy's. It's like she can see right into people's minds. First time I saw her do it, it blew mine. After you were done having your mind blown, you took her to play cards with you. Gotta use the resources in hand, I always say. Yet, I myself have no such power. But Trucy does. Why's that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother? Thalassa Gramarye? I will not speak of that. Thalassa is officially missing, correct? And I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. Oh, no, I know why. Yeah, no, I remember. I guess Stage Pistol is what I want to show off for this. The three of you were a team once. Not that the entire country doesn't already know this. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. Yet, there's another story behind the fame. One that not many know. Thalassa lost her life during a rehearsal to you and Valiant Gramarye's bullets. It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Thalassa? I'm sure Valiant would say the same thing. Why, it's just like another murder I might mention. Damn you. Her eyes. I loved Thalassa's eyes. To think they could read my mind was frightening. Yet there was a warmth in them that felt like an embrace. She is dead. Magnifique Gramarye has joined her. So the only one with her power left now is Trucy? Mr. Zack? I do not know. I don't need any power to see through that one, buddy. So there's someone else. Someone other than Trucy. Someone who inherited Thalassa's power. Huh? How would I know? My chances are slim. Take a miracle to learn the truth. Or maybe one has already occurred. There is someone else with the power. And I know who. I mean, if we're being real, I mean, it's that guy. It's that guy right there. That's who it is. I've got a feeling they're gonna say I'm wrong, but it's the exact thing I can do. Like, a part of me wants to say it's Valiant, but I don't believe it's Valiant. I'm gonna go Apollo. This boy, his name is, I forget, something weird. Who could he be? An attorney. Attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law offices. So, what are we to make of this, oh great ex-attorney? You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like. But you could at least say something like, I'm this boy. I could use a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalassa. Actually, it's more of a ring. A ring. Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just so happen to have evidence showing this missing link. I don't think I actually have that evidence. Not yet. Yeah, I don't think I have it yet. So I'll have to wait on that one. Alright. So that's where we head out for now. Back to the past. Oh, we might have the shit here now, I wonder. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. We might have what we need here now. Or do I not? Do I not have... Did he not give me that page? That's what I thought I was gonna get. Was that page. Huh. Shit. What's this painting here? Oh, that's one of mine. It's an illustration for a book. It's not on sale yet, of course, but I thought it might be a good business. As a father, I'd like to be able to put food on my daughter's table. Not a feeling I know anything about. At least not yet. Going home by any chance? No, I was just checking out the door. Oh. I think I'm far too stubborn to take hints like that. Paint scattered around, probably all the ones he's using. Something very artistic about a messy room. Not that this is anything compared to my office. I guess that would make my office a masterpiece. Maybe I'll just saddle on over here for a closer look. That's an awfully small frame. What's that inside it? A stamp? Oh, please don't touch that. I'll get in trouble. That stamp belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. Ah, that's Zack and Valiant. The Grammarys, isn't it? The post office issued that commemorative stamp last year. The Grammarys were at the height of their popularity. Not anymore. Now that one of them has vanished off the face of the earth. Vera went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. She's been a dedicated fan ever since. She watched them every time they came on TV. Until the end. I see. Stamp's quite hard to come by, I hear. Still wonder how she got her hands on it. Okay. This is you and Vera? Yes, we took that one quite recently. I know, I'm a painter. Why not paint a portrait instead? Never been that good at people, unfortunately. Ah, right. Shouldn't you practice? That's a pretty bottle. Don't touch that, please. I'll get in trouble. Belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. She looks at it often. There's a light pink fluid inside. Nail polish, I'm guessing. What's this red envelope? Don't touch that. It's quite important. The painter's face just changed hues. So I'd better behave. It's tempting to just grab it. Okay. Use these gizmos for painting? Pretty elaborate. Those aren't for painting. They're for analyzing. Paint compression, age, every conceivable angle. Tools of the forgery trade, I guess. There's some finished paintings stacked here. They don't look all that bad, really. I'll sell you one for 50 cents. That's okay. That looked kind of heavy. Oh. Maybe he needs to work on his sales technique a bit. Oh, no. That's that. Shit. Paints and pigments are lined up on the shelves with some noticeable gaps. It's embarrassing, but I can't afford all the paints I want. Might be getting into Magic the Gathering again. Dropping fucking Avatar The Last Airbender decks soon. I heard about that. I mean, they are just doing collab and after collab right now. Insist on buying the ones I use with my own money. And see how you'd want to do that, sure. Perhaps you've heard that you can make any color, as long as you have the 3 primary colors. Well, it's a lie. I don't entirely believe that. Poor guy. Ew. Oh. Piece of dust flew into my eye. Oh. I lost an eyelash. Maybe 2. Ow. Phew. And then, there's this. I pre-ordered the beginner decks for that collab. Of course you did. Of course you did. My stamp. Hey, she spoke? She can talk? Yeah, so this stamp. How can I keep her talking? Great magicians, aren't they? Isn't Troop Grammary amazing? Yes? Oh. I especially like these two, Zack and Valiant. I mean, they're, just so magical. Aren't they? Aren't they? Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know? Isn't that what you guys do at magic shows? You just go, whoa, magic. Me too. Me too. I love them. They're so cool. It's like magic. Yeah. All right, she's talking. Not saying much, but it's a start. I went and saw them with Father the other day. The opening ceremony at the Grammary Museum of Magic. The Grammary Museum? They have one of those? Guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of their shows? Just once when I was little with Father. The Grammary's on stage. It was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back together. They do it all. Yeah. Maybe you can keep telling me stuff like this. You know, about Zack and Valiant, maybe? Oh, sure. Alright. Get asking before she changes her mind. I don't go outside much. Or, I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here. Why don't you like the outside? There's bad people out there. She is not wrong. Well, true, but there are lots of good people too. Actually, I should tell you. She was almost kidney-papped once. Kidney-papped? Since then, she's been... Well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. See? Wait. But that doesn't make sense. She says she went to the Grammary Museum. With you, in fact. Oh, yes, actually, she was quite insistent on it. Much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me. That person gave me a good luck charm. Good luck charm? When I absolutely had to go outside. Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. From that client, actually. She won't tell me what it was.
Father, I told you to keep that a secret.
From that client, huh? This I have to hear about. But first, we're going to talk about the forgeries. So your father tells me you're good at painting all sorts of things.
I really like painting. A lot. Father's always very happy when I paint them exactly the same.
So, you did this too?
Oh, yes. That was my first job.
Your first?
All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. The pen slips and the way the writer held the pen and the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer.
She seems happy. Odd. Her work was the last nail in the Gramarye coffin. Guess no one told her. Interview in France. She was asked what she looks forward to in France. She said nothing. Wait, do you enjoy croissant? Except I'm gluten intolerant. So yeah, absolutely nothing.
They're the best in the world.
Huh? Oh, you mean Troop Gramarye. Of course.
Father gave it to me.
Your father?
But I asked him about it.
But I asked him about it. He didn't know how you got it.
Oh, I guess I just took it. Yeah.
Took it?
Father got a letter from that person.
That person? You mean that letter was from the client?
Oh, we talked about the Grammys forever that day. Sure, that's why I was sent that stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it.
They're a sneaky one, this client. They're trying to get on her good side. So, you met the person that asked you to do this job? And you talked with them. What's this about a good luck charm you received?
I can't talk about it.
Eh?
If I do, it won't work anymore. That's what I was told.
Yeah, but I really, really have to know. Fuck. Right, time to do some psyche unlocking. See what we got here. Mm. Alright. Oh yeah, what do we think of the rivalry uniforms? The Nike Rivals uniforms? I'll say this, the Buffalo one, I really like that. I like the Buffalo one, the Miami one. I think the Jets one's pretty decent, and the Seattle one looks pretty good. I'm trying to think if that's all of them. Can't remember what some of the others look like. The Patriots, I will say, just looks like a UNC uniform. They just wanted to make Drake May feel back at home. You seem to trust this client. Quite a lot, in fact. because they gave you this stamp?
No, that's not why. They listened to me, to my problem.
The problem keeps her inside all the time.
Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I had to do was use a good luck charm.
Good luck charm your client gave you. I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. I do wonder if it's the stage pistol. This doesn't bring good luck. I don't know what would.
I see. Good luck charms are different for different people, I guess.
What do you mean?
If you say it's lucky, then it must work for you. That's the beautiful thing about good luck charms.
It's a beautiful thing about being totally wrong. Okay. Shit, I don't know if I've got the evidence. I don't know if I have the evidence for this one. Alright. I do want to go back to the detention center. We haven't gotten, I think, any of this, really. Let me... Just so I have the walkthrough ready. We did that one. We've done this one a little bit. Alright. Taken. You've lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier, the better. Danger, doesn't it? Okay. Danger, then show it. I'm not gonna worry about that. Yep. I'm not gonna worry about that yet. So I think that's one of the last. I think this is one of the last spots I have to do. The next one it says that I can finish is the present with the Borscht Club. So. I mean, I think we did get. Did we get 1 or 2 out of the 3? I don't even know. Oh! No, never mind. Actually, apparently we just have to show him something and we'll be good. This person in the photo is Trucy's mother? How'd you come by this? Trucy showed it to me. She said her mother was gone. And it is so. Huh? She is gone. What more is there to say? Lots?
I know. I know.
Whoa, you're still here.
According to my in-depth research, Trucy's mother, Magnifi Gramarye's only daughter, end quote.
What? Magnifi's daughter? Is that true, Mr. Zack? Brucial, you say too much.
What? Why am I the bad guy? Why?
Zack decked him. In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over. Glassa Gramarye. She's the most mysterious of the whole lot. I need to gather me some more evidence, clearly. Well, the prelude may have been longer than the main attraction. Shall we begin our game? My final competition. Final? Why? As you said, come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once that is done, I shall slip once more underground. Without seeing your daughter? It would be best if I did not. 7 years ago we played. 7 years ago I lost. I already lost to Magnifi. I do not care to lose to another. And I have heard that you never lose. It's just a rumor. Yes, for it is impossible to never lose, unless one has an ace up one's sleeve. As a magician, it causes me no end of irritation to think a mere lawyer might be out there pulling the wool over so many eyes. Hey, I just signed your document for you. Maybe you could try lightening up. That was that. This is this. For my final competition, I will destroy your perfect record, Phoenix Wright. This will be my final performance. You are warned. This guy is beyond serious. So much for a fun evening of cards. Brucial, you may leave.
But it's your last game. I mean, what a scoop!
I punch, and I punch. Still, it is not enough.
I just remembered a future, prior engagement. Toodles, gentlemen. Oh, and nice meeting you, Piano Man.
Then let us begin. Dealer, you will be witness to our competition.
It is honor for me.
Why haven't I seen her around here before? Oh, that reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name. You know him? After a fashion. Listen, Phoenix Wright. One can learn much from a true competition. Remember this. The Gramarye power. I was close to understanding it, but I needed more. I knew where to get it. Trucy's mother. I need to meet that reporter again. That was clear. And one other thing. From the moment my final competition with Zack began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of a man now in prison. A man Zack Gramarye knew. How? Why? Okay. So now apparently we're supposed to go into the solitary cell. Present day, Central Prison, Solitary Cell 13. Well, well. Isn't this an unexpected surprise? I imagine this is just the Hannibal Lecter-like scene from Silence of the Lambs. What errands brings you down to my cramped confines? Gavin. You look well, Phoenix Wright. You too, Gavin. Now, let me actually just examine, why not? I saw this note immediately, the envelope, and I was like, I have to look at it. The envelope's been bothering me since I came in here. It's not nice to peek at other people's mail. You get mail here in jail? That I do, though they read it first, apparently. Still, I'm allowed the pleasure of correspondence. Packages and the like are a different matter, however. Looks like sneaking a peek is out of the question. It's strange, you know. Here I am in solitary, and yet the books keep piling up. Looks like you've got more than books up there. Ah, yes, my collection. I have a few friends on the prison staff. They show me a little kindness. Just a little? That's some chair. Just looking at it makes me want to take a seat. Probably have to add a whole digit to the price of one of those from my office or whatever he said. In here, a comfortable chair is the most valuable thing in the world. You'd have to add 2 digits to the price of the standard prison issue chair for this. Those prison chairs don't look so bad either. Maybe I should redecorate. Nice roses. You taking care of this one here? Ah, yes. That's surprisingly delicate, you know. Requires careful tending. But she is my best friend, as they say. Best? Come on now. I'm starting to feel bad for you. Oh, of course. She's known to bite if handled roughly. Your roses bite? I was speaking of the photo next to the rose. My retriever. Vongol. Cute, but feisty. Every dog has its thorn. I see what you did there, Phoenix. I appreciate it. Life has been full of surprises for both of us. I've no doubt you never expected to lose that attorney's badge of yours. And I'll bet you never expected to wind up here. Shoddy Smith was the name of the man you killed. Did you know who he really was? Who he was. Zach Gramery. You know, the defendant. I remember him, of course. Then Slovis heads to the Cardinals practice squad? Alright. Alright. Not a bad sign for the Cards. I mean, really, practice squad signings aren't a bad signing for really anybody. But you say Smith was Zach. Impossible. Don't even try to tell me it was a coincidence. What did I just say? Life is full of surprises, don't you think? After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty. But your motive was never made clear.
A mistake. I plan to remedy. You're not an attorney anymore, Phoenix Wright. What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I am an evil human being.
Isn't that enough? This is 100% just Silence of the Lambs. He's Hannibal Lecter right now. Not for me, it isn't. I need to know why you did it, Gavin. You recall that case 7 years ago?
Ah, yes. The trial where Zach Ramery pulled his famous vanishing act. My brother won his fair share of praise and adoration for that trial, as I recall. Genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney, was it?
That was when I met you, wasn't it?
Was it now? The Bar Association Review Board voted unanimously for the strictest punishment.
Unanimous. Save for one dissenting opinion. Yours.
It was my brother who was responsible for putting you in that position after all.
For 7 years we've been friends. And yet, I still don't understand you.
But right, your friendship towards me was never pure. You suspected me then as you suspected me then as you still do now, don't you?
Honestly, right now, I'm not sure what I think. You didn't just brain a guy with a juice bottle for no reason. Realize this? Packers wide receiver Bo Melton switched to corner and made the 53. He really did. I thought that was a joke. I did not know that he actually switched to corner. I thought people were fucking joking about that. That's crazy. That's crazy. I did not realize Bo Melton switched corner. I thought somebody just jokingly said he was switching to corner. That is crazy. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Madden better be ready when everybody starts playing Bo Melton as a two-way player. Alright. Tell me why you did it.
Persistent, aren't you?
I came here because I remembered something. The night of our game, Zach Gramery mentioned your name, Gavin. Yeah, he thought it was, his brother. After that, he was killed, and I asked you to help me, because I remembered your kindness back when everyone had turned on me. I remember that. You remember that? I have to know. Why did you kill Shoddy Smith? No. Zach Grammary. Whoa, I've never seen Psyche locks like these. Dark, cold, full of despair. Can I even unlock these things? Something wrong, right? I like that even in the walkthrough, it has the dialogue of hold on, they're all black, cold, dark, and full of despair. I like that even in the walkthrough it has that. Something wrong, right? No, it's nothing. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life is to be taken easy, you know. He's doing his nails? You're thinking, what self-respecting man would use nail polish? Okay, Caleb Williams? Not really. I know appearances are a big thing for you. You know what I say. One cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. First rate in all things, except nothing less. That certainly does look like first-rate nail polish. I like the sparkly bottle. It's Cristal. He'd be somebody who pronounces it Cristal and not Crystal. If you're so drawn to it, please, have one. It's on me. An irate, examine that, okay. Okay, now it says I have to go back to the Drew Studio, apparently next. Because I'm just going to follow this, like, with the line I'm supposed to go. That way we can just kind of knock out the Psyche locks in order. Like, I won't look over to see the Psyche locks, but I'll get us there. Alright. Drew Studio. Alright, we talked about that. Yep. Did that. We zoomed into that. Stamp. We did that. Did we break any of her locks yet? I don't think I did. I don't think I've broken any of her locks yet. You seem to trust this client quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you this stamp? They have the same nail polish. This was what they gave you, wasn't it? The same bottle is over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right?
I heard once cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil.
This is a magic bottle. It has the power. Ah. Of course it does.
Oh. This is a magic bottle. It has the power.
I'll just refrain from commenting anymore on that one. I think I know who gave you that bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job. Was this the client? Oh, there's Kristoff. This man is a friend of mine. Know him? His name is Kristoff Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually.
I promised. I promised not to tell.
Fuck yeah, finish that one.
Sorry, I can't talk about the client. I promised. If I break my promise, the spell won't work.
I don't need a name anymore. I've got my answer. You're pretty confident in this charm, then.
I think they might be the devil.
The devil. Huh?
Or maybe an angel.
Okay, Vera, you're splitting hairs here on both sides now. And all I've got to say is this. You're really making him feel like he could be your idol. I think he's asking for the mic to be a little higher. What do you mean?
I saw it. I think I saw it. When they gave me this, I saw the devil's face.
Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's?
No, the client was gentle, with a gentle smile.
So, where'd you see this devil then?
It was so quick, I don't remember well. But that's when I knew that person wasn't like other people. That's why I believe in my good luck charm.
I'm not sure what this devil she saw was. It's pretty clear that Kristoff Gavin has her charmed. Well, I think that's all. I'll be leaving now. I'm sorry for what happened. You want to Holy shit. I was not ready for that. NKNNM. Appreciate the sub using your Prime. Appreciate it, man. Welcome to the pack. I was not ready for that. Thank you very much. That just took me off guard. Whew. Welcome to the stream. If you want to apologize, try my client, Zach Grammary.
Did I do something bad?
What makes you think that?
Your eyes. They're sad. Very sad.
I'll put on my smile next time I come. Promise. Hope to see you smile then too, Vera.
Oh, okay.
Take care. Thinking back on my first encounter with the young forger, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realized it, it was already too late. That's it for that one. Off to the detention center. Damn, are we gonna get finished with the past here? 49er signed Russell Gage and cut Richie Grant. Really? I knew Gage was part of the team. I didn't realize they had to make room for him though. Alright. So I think we've talked with that. Okay, we've got to use the thing for this one. All right. So I did a quick scan to see if it's all 4 that they want me to break, and they do show all 4, so I'm not gonna look at what breaks them, but I've got it just in case. Okay. I'm assuming it's the commemorative stamp is the danger. That's what I'm assuming. Ah, and this is your idea of danger. You don't agree, Mr. Valiant? If you want my opinion, I would say there is something far, far more dangerous. And that is you. Fuck. It's a little early for me to be making mistakes. Think deadly. And what's more deadly than a fatal accident? That could be the source of all the Gramarye's problems. Did I get through the first one? Oh, well, fuck. I know what I need. I know what I needed. I didn't have what I needed the first time because I looked over and saw what I needed. I would have not picked that. Oh, never mind. I was looking at... That was the second one. I did make it through the first one. I was about to say, I'm like, did I make it through the first one? Because I feel like I showed the stage pistol initially here. I couldn't remember if I made it through this one or not. Fuck. Why, that's one of ours. Specifically designed for your show, I gather. Single bullet, one shot. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we did go through this. Okay, I did look over and see what I needed here. Yep. Life was sacrificed so that the show might go on. And this shows who it is. I probably would have thought to show the commemorative stamp there too. But that's Zack Gramarye's wife. And Trucy's mother. Thalassa, I believe was her name. Ah, I like his hug. But, how can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, huh? Thalassa was at the greatest risk of being shot, and this clearly shows just how much danger she was in. I think the commemorative stamp. I mean, there's not much else that I feel shows it. Maybe the transferal rights? Yeah, I'm starting to second guess things here. It's either the stamp or the transferal rights. Okay, it was. I looked over because I was like, I'm not sure. I looked over at the stamp. Troupe Gramarye's performances were very, very popular. So popular, they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame. We were not merely the latest craze. We were an age, a golden age. It's all here on this stamp. There's Thalassa. Yes? Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know. A part of his memory is still locked up. There is one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, our troupe was a world unto itself. If our leader Magnifi was so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. But, Mr. Wright, then he would have hid a crime, making him an accomplice. not a great foundation for blackmail. Valiant's got a point. If one of the troop members died in an accident and Magnifi covered it up, his innocence would have come into question. Found the right address, Mr. Wright? So close. Has to be something about how Thalassa's death could affect Zack and Valiant's relationship with Magnifi. I see in your eyes. You still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have? Fuck. I'll prove why Thalassa's accident tied your hand so completely. Think it's evidence. I'm probably gonna have to look over to make sure. I'm sure Cowboys are actually listening to offers for Micah. Trade imminent, but ears are open. Bruh, Dallas in trouble if they trade Micah. Their defense is fucked. I'm gonna say it's evidence, and I'm gonna say it's the transferal papers. That's my guess. Let's see if I'm right. Fuck! I wasn't right. I wasn't right. It was person. I legitimately thought that was the only thing that could have worked. Dallas wants this settled by week 1. That's not happening. There's no way that's happening. There's no way. If that's the case, they're going to get so little in return for him. It's going to take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zack's wife tied both your hands. This information proves why Magnifi held so much power over you. It wasn't a question of who shot Thalassa. Thalassa herself was the problem. Oh, I get what they wanted me to answer that with. Yeah, because she's Magnifi's daughter and he holds that grudge because... Yeah, okay. I thought they wanted me to be like, you know, give me the specific evidence that proves the reason he held a grudge for the death, things like that, but I didn't think just showing her name, her profile would be like, yeah, because it's his daughter. What do you mean? She was Zack Gramarye's wife, Truzy's mother, and Magnifi Gramarye's only daughter. Yeah, I saw they demoted her. I literally saw that the last time I refreshed Twitter. Which, that's shocking they demoted her. I'm one of the few people, I think, that doesn't hate Doris Burke's commentary. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnifi's power over you, I don't know what was. It was. It was an accident! Yeah, if I do kind of stick to just following this, we might actually finish this today. There's no proof, none at all. But Thalassa went missing, and your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. Doesn't take a genius to put 1 and 1 together. Ours was a complex family. I don't hate her because she at least does know the sport. Kate Scott with the NFL. Is she the one who does the commentary for Madden? Because I didn't think she was all that bad in Madden, at least. Yeah, she's the one that does Seattle's preseason too. I actually don't mind her commentary. I thought she was pretty good with the Seattle preseason games, mainly because she's just chill about it. She doesn't take it too seriously. Like, I don't mind her commentary. She doesn't go batshit insane, but she also doesn't, like, get overly, like, upset at certain things. I mean, she works for the team. You gotta keep that in mind. You gotta keep that in mind. The commentary you hear is the people who are paid to commentate for that team. So they're gonna glaze the team, no matter what. If you're paid to commentate for that team, you're gonna talk good of the player. I mean, you get paid by the team. Look, I don't give a shit if I'm wrong. I'm gonna say whatever they want me to say. Get paid by them. Now, given if you worked for Fox or ESPN or something like that, then that's different. You have to show some level of unbiased commentary. But like for preseason, yeah, your whole job's just to glaze up the team. You're technically not even there to do commentary. You're technically just there to talk about, oh man, this team's gonna be so good this year. That's essentially your job. You mean Troop Grammary? The master, Magnifique Grammary, his only daughter, and his 2 disciples. Does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an incident, but that is all it was, an accident. Has tons of potential and has similar skill sets to Lamar Daniels. Don't say he's the next them. I'm not gonna hold it over anybody for talking up the team they're hired to talk about it during preseason, because I will say the Jags, Bucky and Brian Sexton do not do that, but that's because we're the Jags. We know it's not worth talking up the team because we've seen so many bad seasons. And hell, when the fucking 70-yarder was kicked, they were literally essentially like, he can't make this. There's no way he makes this. They were like, we know how good of a kicker he is, but can he really make it? Fucking Bucky nearly had a fucking heart attack when he hit it. He couldn't believe it. Given though it's the Raiders, these are teams that aren't used to success. You gotta keep in mind, Jared, our teams don't win often. So they don't have any reason to glaze up players. Seattle's seen success. Not an ungodly amount of it, but seen success. So they're like, yeah, we can talk up our team. Fucking, the Jags can make the playoffs. In preseason, they're still not going to talk them up. Because, well, we've seen that story before. We're probably going to have the first pick in the draft the next year. Like, you know. I get teams that are, like, normally solid to very successful just glazing up their teams in the preseason. I get it. I get it. I'm not going to hold it over them. Oh, no. Oh, I heard the Browns comment. Dude, trust me, I heard the Browns commentary. And they must be getting paid real fucking well. Because I'm sorry, even if I was on the team for that, you could not give me enough money to glaze half of that roster. Also, I feel like the Browns have to glaze their own roster to make themselves feel good about it. Because I don't even think they're like, Kevin Stefanski, I think, knows he's getting fired. Like, I've never seen a coach look, like, distraught in preseason. I think he already knows he's getting fired. And games haven't even started. I mean, I'm not shocked at that. Hell, every fucking national media member's talking up Shador, and he immediately is getting sacked while throwing a pick. And then they're like, oh, he wasn't given every chance to succeed. If he's successful, he doesn't need the chance. That's what people are really stupid. Like, I hate that the big media of football was like, well, he wasn't given the opportunity. I'm like, if he was that good, he didn't need it. He wouldn't have needed to play with the first string if he was that good. He would have earned his way there. Like, oh yeah, Stefanski's going to be somewhere as an OC, and he's going to be great. Oh no, literally they cut 4 of the guys that were blocking for him, and they essentially, everybody was just like, see, they put him out there with guys that were never going to make the team. And I'm like, well, he should have made a play if he's as good as you guys say he is. Like, I'm like, everybody keeps talking him up and saying, oh, he's so good. If he's that good, he doesn't need talent around him to make him better. You talk him up like he's Peyton and Brady. What did they do? They made every single player around them better. Not vice versa. Also, he runs backwards out of one of the nicest pockets I've ever fucking seen in my life from a backup offensive line. If he steps up in that pocket, dude's gonna hit like a 15-yard dot for, like, get a catch and run out of it. Like, oh, Lord. Fucking Seth Hennigan looked solid. He's on the Jags practice squad now. And I mean, hell, the entire fan base likes him. Hey, he had 3rd and 4th string offensive linemen. And we liked him. We thought he played pretty decent. Yeah. Give it to Clayton Tune, who's on the Packers practice squad, I believe now. Or on their roster, I don't remember. Yeah. God, it fucking annoys me because they're all like, he didn't get a chance. I'm like, you keep saying he's so damn good and are now making an excuse of why he wasn't that damn good. Oh no, he was not. Hell, even the Carolina game, he looked really good, but it was Carolina's backups. And Cleveland's, for the most part, starters. Like, I would hope he looked good in that scenario. Which he did. And then the second it was backups on backups, he looks like the kid I saw in the Colorado tape. Former Jaguar legend Laquan Treadwell, Trevor's first #1 receiver. I hate that I said that, and it's pretty accurate. Marvin Jones was his 1, but Laquan Treadwell came along as his 2. That's Urban Meyer rookie year, man. Why isn't Trevor generational? You try being generational with Marvin Jones and Laquan Treadwell as your 1 and 2. Trevor's 5 is Tim Patrick now. He was a first round pick. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I will say he's a decent receiver. He's just not fantastic. Zach and Valiant's tour de force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly, straight forward that beautiful body on stage. Straight toward that beautiful body on stage. Yeah, not even prime Marvin Jones. Old man Marvin Jones was still solid, though. He was still solid. He wasn't a number one, but he was still solid. He made some great plays. He made some fantastic plays. Yeah, I do always love that everyone's like, oh, Trevor's just good. He's an absolute bust. I'm like, it took him 3 years to get an actual number one receiver. 3 years. It took him 3 years to get an actual number one receiver. So, yeah, that kind of says all you need to know. Actually, it took him 4 years because Brian Thomas was last year. So, 4 years without a number one receiver can only do so much. And he had literally one of the worst offensive lines in the league for, I'd argue, 2 of those 4 years. Because once Brandon Linder retired, oh my god, we didn't have a center. And then crash, zing, pow, into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick, with a new twist. And tragedy. Shot through the heart, you're too late. But as for whose bullet stole Thalassa's life, we shall never know the answer. Thalassa disappeared from our lives. Zach was bereft of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnifi, his daughter. And that led to blackmail, I take it. It is all part and parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls. Why did Magnifi Grammary try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is, it was a critical time for Troop Grammary. A passing of the torch from Magnifi to Zach and Valiant. We all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Thalassa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all, yet, even when her life was exhausted or extinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? In time, we, myself and Zach, found we could no longer oppose Magnifi's wishes. Magnifi forced us to perform his art for his benefit. I see. I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter, but do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of his own daughter's death is one thing, but then to hang that death as a guillotine over our heads. Things were dark behind the scenes in Troop Grammary, that's for sure. Does Trucy know? She was not told, naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. Sorry to dredge up old memories, but this helps a lot. Not to find Magnifi's slayer, I should think. True. Ah, after that accident, there was one who came sniffing quite persistently. A reporter? He called himself a newsman, at the time. Often I spied him lurking about the dressing room doing his research. Do you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I've forgotten. But in the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zack. I liked him not. I see. His name. I do not recall, but his scent. A glowing aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. Does no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds. I'm sorry. I'd begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troop Gramarye, and I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned, the newsman. I never learned who that was at the time. Though I've got a pretty good idea who it is now. That smile, and the sickly sweet smell of mint. The last floss-thin thread connecting Zack Gramarye to this world. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down. So where do we go next? Present day Drew Studio, got it. Oh, sweet, so we've unlocked all of them. Cool. And I believe that is the end of the past. It is awesome. Cool. Drew Studio it is. Well, what do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney in bar. End quote. Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Measham was poisoned, and his daughters... Oh, yes, I know. Oh, how I know! Yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he'd track down case just a little quicker. End quote. Were you on the trail of this case the whole time? Zack Gramarye was a good friend. Zack said something to that effect back at the Borscht Club. What a character. What a man. If a little... No, a lot. No, extremely rough around the edges. Do you think I could ask you a few questions? Oh, are you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not other way around, end quote. Fine. Shoot. I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately. It's tragic what happened to Drew Measham and his daughter. Forgery is a serious crime. They paid the price. Know what really did them in, though, don't you? Yes. A forged diary page. The night I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Measham I hadn't known. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes, end quote. Being watched? You mean, he felt guilty? No, I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back of neck, freaks out, end quote. Because you felt guilty? Why would I feel guilty? You felt like you were being watched. Huh. Wonder what it all means. Drew Measham felt like he was being watched. And you along with him. Sure it wasn't just nerves? Nerves? No, it's nothing.
So mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he is being watched. End quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Gramery got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? He completely vanishes from that courtroom. Then, for 7 years, he talks to no one, not a soul. Then, just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this. And then, he dies. Starting to put the pieces together, are we? You were being watched this whole time. Maybe not just me. Maybe you were too. Me? I met Zach through the case, actually. You mean the shooting of Magnifi Gramery? No, before that. It's not widely known. You mean the accident? During the quick draw shoot 'em practice? My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, power. Money, fame, power. Weird, I felt like a bastard there. Women, a little puppy, all for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now. Valiant Gramery did mention one particularly nosy reporter. In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnifi Gramery at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Thalassa, was it? Ah, yes. Whew. Really? Then Thalassa disappeared. Quite suddenly at that. And Magnifi wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. Journalist catches scent of the scoop, goes on feeding frenzy, end quote. I set up a one-on-one interview with Thalassa's husband, see? Zach Gramery. Something strange was in the air over at Troop Gramery in those days. The whole screwy mentor-controlling disciple scene started by then, I'm guessing. Thalassa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me, off the record. Sorry. I don't know. Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice or 5 times, but over time he came to see me as his confidant. He's been waiting this whole time. 7 years, eh? Waiting? For his big comeback, of course. Big revival of the Magnifi Miracle. Of course it was all a dream. I'm not calling out Gunther. Adisic, how dare you? I'm not doing that. I'm not getting chopped to high hell. Welcome to the stream, man. How's your Thursday been? Because of this. The performance rights. In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. He was golden? I'm not getting chopped, man. I'm not taking no chops. They'll kill me. Not doing it. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zach and Valiant? So Valiant waited until Zach died, legally, at least. The time finally comes, and Valiant's like a kitten on Christmas morning. He's getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know. If that document sees the legal light of day, it's going to put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's a sorry one, that Valiant Gramery. Lost out to his partner at work, and in love, too.
Love? It's the same old story, really.
Two disciples and their mentor's only daughter.
I was about to say, I'm like, there's no way there wasn't no love triangle there.
What has three sides and all of them pointy? A love triangle.
That is pretty classic.
When you're in a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing.
And in the middle of all this, Thalassa has Trucy. And then she dies. I need to find out more about this Thalassa. Sir, do you know more? Could you give me more? Sure. Tell me more. Okay. There's things I have to look at. I know that much. I saw that. Oh, I have to present something. Oh. I thought I just had to look at things. Nope. Okay, I do have to present something. Present the locket. Mr. Brushel, do you know this person?
Do I know that person? Of course. I was friends with Zach after all. He hit me a few times. 5 times, actually. But still, yeah, I'd never forget his wife. Thalassa Gramarye.
Magnifi Gramarye's only daughter. Think you could tell me more about her?
Well, why the heck not? So, Thalassa married Zach. Had Trucy. See? That's a family tree. It was her second marriage, actually.
You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before.
Not quite. Her late husband was a performer too. Apparently he died during some gig. Tragic, really. They had only been married 1 year.
I didn't know.
Ah, she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait around of her, you know? For reasons.
I've known Trucy since she was a little thing, too. I don't think you should know many young children.
She got the better deal, really. She's got you for family, after all.
What do you mean?
Just reminiscing, you know. Thalassa has another child besides Trucy. End quote.
What? But Trucy said she was an only child.
Ah, yes. This one she had with her previous husband.
Previous husband? Her first husband who died during a performance.
Yep. They had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now.
Thalassa had another child. Do you think I could borrow that photo?
Sure. I can be generous on occasion, you know.
I want to know why he was carrying around the portrait of Thalassa, because that's a guy that should not be carrying around photos like that, in my opinion. I won't need this locket anymore. Better return to Trucy before I forget. Okay, so I just took it out.
People and events all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger. Don't you think?
I was too busy wondering about bigger or biggerer to listen to what you were saying.
Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think.
Maybe so, but still, I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next.
Next, you say?
I'm not the one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore.
Magnifi. I was just wondering what Magnifi would think of all this.
What do you mean?
Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power.
You mean how I can't lie to Trucy?
It's the same with Magnifi. With his daughter, Thalassa.
It's a strange thing. You think it's some grammary gene?
Magnifi told me once back when Zack married Thalassa. He said Zack had good eyes. Not good like a Grammary's eyes. Not that good.
Wonder if Zack ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Grammarly secret was?
Maybe nobody now that Zack's gone.
That Grammarly. The plot had finally begun to reveal itself. It sprouted from a wrap in the Grammarly fabric and grew, swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Grammarly's power. Power which passed from Magnifi Grammarly to Thalassa to the next generation. And I would once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together. Off to the Borscht Bowl Club! Oh, and I just want to point out, I was right. I was right on my thing here. It's just not the actual right answer. Or, actually, I clicked the right thing. I just didn't have the extra evidence to prove it. That's what it was. I have to know more about the power of Trucy's. It's like she can see right into people's minds. Alright. Yeah. It's... right? Stage pistol, that's what the first one was. Because it's the accident first. Yeah. Oh, you could show the commemorative stamp there, too. Already went over that one. And we got to the point where I said it was Apollo. Which I just want to point out, Apollo's in his 20s. So let's see, Apollo's 22. Trucy's 15. So they'd only been married for a year. Apollo was 6 at the time of her death. Or Apollo was born by then. Apollo was a thing. I'm trying to math it all out. Because Trucy is... let's see. So when the trial happens, it's 7 years after this point, which means Trucy was 8, and Apollo was, math is tough, 15. So you've got a 7-year age difference between them. I'm trying to think how old Apollo would have been when she died then. Because if Trucy was old enough to tell her about it, or to think about telling her about it, Apollo was at least like 6. Well, no, he had to be at least 7 when Trucy was born. Where was Apollo at in this whole situation? I need to know. I better get explanations here. Good old Apollo Justice. Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Thalassa was her second. How did you know this? Her first husband, he died a year after they were wed, yes? He was a performer. They met when he joined us Grammarys as a guest in our show. After Thalassa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then. I have a photograph of her here. Look at this photograph. Every time apparently Brushel does, it makes him something. I don't want to know what. I couldn't help notice what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out. They were a Gramarye family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like this one, just like the ones in the picture. So, that's why. Why what, Mr. Zack? I took this photograph of Thalassa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet. Bet I know where the other one went. She gave it to this boy. Her son. Fuck yeah! This strange power, I myself do not know from where it comes. Yet the fact is that it is passed down the Gramarye line. It runs in their veins. What is it? I asked her, Thalassa, once. This is what she told me. Good idea. That's what she told me. Her power responds to tension in others. Tension? She were to face a person and they became tense even slightly, then she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her. So she could see it. Not quite. This is the strangest part of it all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting this tension without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects. Objects. Wait, were they something she wore? Yes, her bracelets. I admit the first time I saw one of those, I felt there was more to it than just fashion. What kind of power could a bracelet have? I've made a decision. I will tell you all I know. Consider it a gift. Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two are brother and sister. Yes, well, half-brother, half-sister. And the brother, too, has this power of theirs. So Trucy has an older brother. I wonder what will come of that. Mr. Wright, tonight, after our game is done, I will return to a life of... The fuck? The fuck just happened? Did my PlayStation just for some reason cut off? Yeah. I don't know what just happened. My PlayStation just powered off. For no reason. Well, that was weird. I mean, that is... No, that's only that's the first time that's ever happened. I was gonna say it's the second time, but I did have it crash once fully on me. Yeah, that's the second time I've had an issue with the system software. That is the second time that has happened. Have I cleaned it? No. You think I'm gonna risk taking any of that apart to clean it? No. If I take anything apart from my PlayStation, it ain't going back on. I'm never gonna get it back on. You say it's very simple. You've been here long enough, Jaren, to know very simple for me is like expert difficulty. This is really where it saved us. Alright. Well, I'm pretty sure we're not getting fully done today. Well, at least we'll finish this Monday. That's a guarantee now. It's an absolute guarantee we're gonna finish this on Monday. Literally, we're gonna have to decide what we do after this Monday. If we start the next, like, Phoenix Wright game immediately, or we start something new, because we're gonna get through this in like the first hour Monday. I'll say that much. Stamp work. Hold the Bard and Suburban Commando are both on Tubi. Oh, Lord. Outside of Zeus, there is no reason to watch No Holds Barred. Look at this photograph. And now you can be golden, Zach. You can tell me everything and be golden. Alright. How many episodes in is that? Because I might have already gotten there. And I've taken time away from Critical Role plenty. 27? Have I gotten to 27? I might have gotten to 27. Critical Role. Just gotta go and view the whole playlist. That's the only way I'm gonna know. Because I'll know by the picture. Yeah, I think I made it there. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely made it there. Yep. I think I forget how far down I am at this point. It's been so long since I've actually watched any. I just found out he got like kicked from the group for being, not good. I didn't go into how bad, but I just saw that he got kicked for being not great. Metagaming, cheating, making not exactly appropriate remark about Laura Bailey's character. So heavy case of main character syndrome. I mean, I will say the main character syndrome comes out in the way he plays. That very much comes out in the way he plays. Early on. And when is the remark in one of the episodes? Because I feel like I remembered that. And I remember being like, what the fuck? That doesn't feel like that fits the character. It's in 27? Okay. I just remember that or at least I felt like I was like, that doesn't fit the character. Yeah, well, saying that at the table with her husband there and her husband being fucking jacked seems like a bad idea. Like, let's be real. Travis Willingham seems like the nicest dude. Seems like the nicest individual. I bet you could rip someone in half if he felt like it. Dude, we would have seen some live action. I'm shocked we didn't get any live action role playing of his character in that time, because it would have made total sense. Alright, I'm gonna save real quick. I at least want to get through this part that we were already on, since we already started. Metagaming. Knew what boss Matt created to face the group, and his character would have had a tough fight. His character out of the fight. Skipped roll so badly, Mersh had to babysit his rolls. Oh, fuck. Like, metagaming is one thing, and you should never metagame, but as long as you don't make a point to completely take yourself out of a fight, I'm kind of fine if you metagame. Like, do exactly what your character's gonna do, even if you're metagaming. Do what your character would do. Like, I made a character whose mindset was pure gonna fight no matter what. If there's a battle. My character, I don't care what the fucking fight is, whether I'm weak against it. My character is gonna fucking fight it. Like, just play to your goddamn character. Yeah. At some point, everybody metagames. At some point. Because that's just how it works. You're gonna know probably a little more than you should at some point. But, like, you just roll your character like you're supposed to. That's all you're supposed to do. Play your goddamn character. Essentially, all you gotta do is act. That's 90% of D&D, really. Okay. Yeah, that's the last thing he said. Would not see her live her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. I am in your debt again. Or I am in your debt once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how all this got to be so messed up. He would add shit to his character's backstory, completely throw Matt's story off. Saw his character as an ambassador to Dragonkin, despite that never being mentioned. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm okay with trying to fuck with the DM at times. I'm okay with that. Mainly because I think it's funny. Don't fuck with the story. Don't fuck with the story. You can fuck with the DM with, like, NPCs. That's funny as hell. If you fuck around with the DM utilizing NPCs. Don't fucking fuck with the DM story. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. Because that's just going to be annoying for fucking everybody. That's just what it's going to be. Oh, I'm going to have to play that. was like, I'm a bastard and I can have an army here in days. I remember that line. I remember that line. But that's fine. Yeah, I remember that line. Because everyone at the table was fucking confused. Everyone at the table was fucking confused. Oh, hey, Christian Walker homered. Cool. Hell, I could cash out a profit already if I wanted to. And I might. Although it's only bottom of the first in that one, so I'm not gonna worry about it. We'll wait. Wait a little bit. Alright. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold off on these last two, given we haven't started them. Given my PlayStation's like, I've worked too hard for this shit. But we'll finish this. We're gonna finish the game Monday. That's a guarantee. I can guarantee you with that. It ain't gonna take 3 hours for us to read all the dialogue. Tap here after you got the boot. Yeah. Yeah. It definitely answers a lot of fucking questions. Yeah, I think we're gonna call this here. And we will finish this Monday because we've got Visual Novel Monday for Monday's stream. We'll finish up this one. Don't know if we're going to start the second one or not. We'll figure that out once we finish this. But with that, Jaren, Azek, appreciate you guys for being here. If you're watching after the fact or we're just chilling in the chat, appreciate you too. Also, have to once again say thank you to NKNNM. Appreciate the sub again with the Prime. Appreciate it. We always took breaks before. We did. We'll talk about what we do Monday. We'll figure it out. It won't be that fucking difficult. We have a handful of visual novels anyway in the back, so we'll figure it out. But with that, tomorrow we've got more of the randomized Ruby Hardcore Nuzlocke. We're going to get real close to the end on that one too. I don't think we'll make it to the Elite Four, given we're going to have to grind up, and the grinding's going to take a shit ton of time. But we'll probably get through the 8th gym badge. We'll catch whatever the fuck Groudon is. And yeah, we'll do that. That's a guarantee for tomorrow's stream. With that though, appreciate you guys, and I will see you. Wait for it. I have to get music on. I knew something wasn't right while I was listening to the in-game music. I knew something was missing, and we're gonna go this one. I will see you guys next time.
You could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated.